Yeah, we're live.
Oh, nice.
Hello.
That was funny.
So I'm
What?
hollering at him. I'm like, bake some brownies.
With that little special ish in it, huh?
Yes.
That good kush.
Yes.
Good
So it's
stuff.
funny that you mentioned that because I was okay. So last night, oh God, I had a hard time last night. I don't know what happened. Like literally, I was having dinner with my kid, and then I was
Just
we
kidding.
were just chatting, and I was like, "Look, I don't remember what it was, but I was like, what you mean to say is yes, Daddy." And then I kind of just continued paying for the check, right? And then I just start to lose it, and I just started crying and crying, and then I get angry because I was like, "Oh my gosh!" She was like, "You all right, Dad?" I was like, "No, I'm really sad right now. I'm really missing my dad, and I'm." So then fast forward to this morning, and I'm losing it for like 45 minutes straight. I just can't. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like so angry about it all. But I had a buddy who hit me up, and he was like, "I'm so heartbroken by your post." I was like, "I just want to do something to help." He happens to be a cannabis specialist, and there's a specific name for it. I don't know what it's called, but he knows.
A
So
bud tender.
he messages me and goes,
Nice.
"I just want to help you out with I just feel so bad. I want to do what I feel like I can do." And he goes, "Look, there's research that's been showing that CBD oil with a small amount of THC and a very specific THC can help out with people who are working through grief." He goes, "And it's been proven to help out." He goes, and he gave me all the breakdown. Like it was legit awesome, right?
He threw science.
Yeah,
at your
yeah.
grief.
He did. And and I was like, "Do you have a recommendation?" Could I don't know what to say or ask when I go to the places. And he was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Here, ask for this one, look for this one. You can even order it online here in Illinois." He goes, "But it's got a small amount and it helps smell you out." He goes, "It doesn't alter your perception too much." He goes, "But it does help you just be more accepting of things." So anyway, he wrote it all out, and I was just like, okay. So I'll probably try it out here in another week or so. But I was like,
wow. He's going to try it.
Why don't you get some
So
mushrooms while you're at it? 'Cause
when you
that
say it
alters
like
a lot of-
when he says it like that, I'm like, I guess it makes sense when you're not, when you're in a state like that, like Texas, it makes sense, right? But when
No,
you're
my
up here,
miss.
it's
I don't
like,
want some people. No, my miss.
but I mean the difference, right? So like being closed off versus being public and open about it, right?
Oh,
So
closed off? I didn't know Texas was closed off. That's
well,
why.
I mean like publicly. Like, do you hear? And I might be wrong, but I mean, like, even at your job, for example, it's as casual as talking about,
We
going to
talk
take a
about it
break
at our
for
job. We
cigarette.
ain't,
Oh,
we
okay,
don't work for no
okay.
government cheese, girl.
The government. We work
Y'all,
for
so
the
my kid is
government.
mad at me. I told him we weren't gonna
Why?
have a show. And he's like, "Oh, hey guys. Oh, sup, mom?"
Wait, who is that in his picture? Is that you? No,
That's
not
his
you.
new friend girl.
Oh. He's up. They're already officially Facebook profile.
Wow.
Oh Lord, these people don't
Kids
be
work
wasting no
fast.
time.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Waste
He's
no
acting like he's a
time.
50-year-old man who knows what he wants, and it's just like, it's okay.
Wasted. He
So
spared no expense.
did y'all hear? There was an exciting piece of news that came out yesterday morning that had to do with nuclear fusion. Did you hear about it?
Listen, no, I'm gonna tell you right now, Lubbock, right now, we're in our own bubble. We've got lots of things going on. We've got tragedies and we're all affected. There is no other news other than Mike Leach has passed and
Oh
Chris
my gosh.
Beard got arrested. Other than
Right.
that,
That's
if
it.
the
Chris
world is
Beard?
falling apart, we have no idea.
Who's Chris Beard?
Chris Beard was the coach that took us to the ship,
Yeah.
ship in basketball.
Oh, okay.
And was it twice?
College basketball.
College basketball. Anyway, then he left us high and dry, neat, kind of the same way he left UNLV. No different. We were no different. Same way. Anyway, so he was arrested for domestic assault, domestic violence.
In
He's
Lubbock?
currently-
No. He left us for UT. I mean, he's no longer here.
Well,
Hey,
Right.
Anita, how are you? So, yes, if the world is going on right now, we have no idea. We have no idea. We have no idea what's going on in the world.
okay.
Yeah, because we're too busy talking
Well,
trash about Beard
Mhm.
and really sad about Mr. Leach. So,
Yeah.
Coach Leach.
Coach Leach, yeah.
Mhm.
Funny story about Coach Leach. Who was one of the first servers to ever take care of him when he got to Lubbock?
You were
Who?
Good guess, guys. Good guess.
I know.
Yeah, back in 2000, he was meeting with, and I'm not going to remember their names, but he was meeting with, he had one of his assistant coaches, and they were meeting with a potential, another assistant coach of some kind, right? And so they sat in 10, 20, 30, 41. They sat in
Hey,
table
Meg.
41. Hey, Meg. And so they sat there and they were there for hours just chatting away. And we were comping their drinks and their meals and we were taking care of them and everything. It was good. And I was like, it was pretty cool, waiting on the upcoming coach of Texas Tech, right?
Mhm.
And then when they were done, we comped their ticket and they left. And I was like, that freaking jerk, screw him. Because he didn't leave me any tip.
Oh, he stiffed you.
And we comped him like hundreds of dollars, man.
Why
I was
would y'all
like, are you
pump him,
kidding
first
me?
of all? That's what I
What's
want to know.
crazy though, but if you would have done it for a student athlete, they would have gotten in trouble for having everything comped.
Oh, back then, or like that's always been the case, kind of thing,
Back
or
then. Well, it just recently changed, yeah. So
And anyway, speaking of all these kids, now they're getting paid, and how many entered the transfer portal today? So yeah, let's keep paying them suckers.
say it
let's pay
again.
them.
I don't
Let's pay
explain
them.
that to me.
Let's pay them.
So they
I
got
like it.
paid if they didn't enter the transfer portal, and they didn't quit before the semester.
What's the transfer portal? I'm sorry. Back
So
up a
it
minute.
allows students to put their name in a transfer portal, and another school could say, "Hey, transfer to our school."
And this is what we'll offer you. So we've
Oh.
had end of semester, and they're all transferring out
Why?
because they got paid, girl. Time to move on to the next.
I mean, what's wrong with
thing.
that? I'm all for getting paid. I wish I could tell y'all something right now, but I can't. I gotta wait. But I'm all for getting
Jamie's
paid.
fixing to get paid to try mushrooms.
Yes, he
If
is.
someone offered, I would be happy. And
hey, CPJ.
Hey, CPJ. Hey, Anita and Alex and Meg. I didn't say hi to all of y'all. It's funny that you mentioned that though, because I'm trying a new recipe for my rib roast this Christmas, or I'm
With the
adding a new
butternut
recipe.
sauce?
No, but it's mushrooms. So I had to call around to a few places to ask for a very specific mushroom called I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Porcini, something like that. Anyway, it's going to be a rub that's going to.
Porcini mushrooms.
Hey, the portobellos.
No, but it hopefully will. There's my sister-in-law. There's a cool Japanese. There's a cool steakhouse in Chicago, and she wanted me to see if I could imitate their recipe. So I found something similar, close to it, but I just got to get the mushrooms now and complete the rest of it.
So apparently New Mexico has mushrooms if you'd like to fly on down.
They have them here too. So I've always wanted to go foraging for mushrooms. You can make a small hefty amount of money being a forager.
Yes, and you have to have a dog that can smell them. Or is that truffles? There's some sort of mushroom.
Truffle is a mushroom.
Okay, same
It's
thing.
a type. Yeah, you're saying you're still. It's
so
same
we're
thing.
saying the same thing.
Yes, yeah.
But
You're
anyway.
on. But yeah, so that'd be cool. But anyway, so we'll see what the pictures look like. But this one is it's supposed to be really, really, like the umami flavor is supposed to be really nice on
the umami flavor.
That's what I heard.
I'm with you, Sandy. I was like, yeah, it's Bella, brother.
Yeah. So
what is psilocybin on this one?
Psilocybin. Mm-hmm. What is that? I don't know what that is either.
It's a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
You don't know
Tonight's been
mushrooms?
so far, we've only been less than 10 minutes into the show, and there's so much that I am learning already that I do not know. So I'm like,
it's a very educational show for you.
Yeah. Where's Dr. Ben when we need him? Jeez.
Dr. Ben is so funny. He comments on a lot of Sandy Talk Sheet stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Posting over. I just love him.
Yeah, it's so cool. So his daughter and my daughter, they go to school together, and they have I think at least one class that I know for sure together. And so I tell my daughter,
disclosure that we need to read ASAP. Dear employers, Jamie is only saying he would use THC for entertainment purposes only. We are a say no to drugs family. Please hire him.
Yes.
Look, to be complete,
federally is illegal. illegal.
It still is, yes. But to be completely transparent, I have actually spoken to nurses and drug, what do you call them? You know, when you go take your drug test?
Drug therapy,
No,
rehab.
I've spoken to them and I'm like, what happens when we take a drug test and, you know, cannabis or THC, which is the drug in weed,
We know
shows
exactly
up?
what it is.
And she was like,
because it's illegal here.
right. But up here,
Yeah.
so the
We're
nurses
closed
who I
off
spoke
and
to, they were
private
like,
here.
they're like, we just ignore it. We just throw it away. They're like, if that's the only thing that shows up in the test, she goes, we don't even have to report it. We're not supposed to report it. And so we just throw it away. And I was like, wait a minute. So what happens, even if I don't do THC, what happens with just the regular stuff? And she goes, we throw it away. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, right here. The trash can's literally right here. And I'm like, that's just an ordinary trash can. And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay. But it's one of the red bags, but still, I was just kind of like, huh. Okay. Anyway.
Very bad.
No, but look, so there was some crazy news a day or two ago. NASA came out and they released findings. Nuclear fusion, they reached what's called nuclear ignition. And essentially, just to boil it down in layman's terms.
Oh, that's Arcady. Never mind.
Don't be seeing
No, we don't.
All that
Wrong
means is that the amount of energy that came out of a nuclear reaction was more than what they put into it. So the whole concept of energy, you know, it takes more energy to make energy for everyone. In this situation, it was the opposite. So it's a big deal in the science world. I'm excited for it. What, Sandy?
What are we talking about?
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I after I
So
started.
you know how your light
peeing,
is turned on right now? So the
is
energy it takes to turn your lights on,
the light.
less energy was put into it to create it.
Right.
Period. Just period.
Okay, let me tell you something that I found out tonight. So my son, who needed to write a paper, said, "Hey, Dad, I think I'm going to use this program app to write it." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Give me a prompt." So this is my prompt. Write me a story about an old baseball player that gets into a slump and is diagnosed with cancer and decides to go all out for his season. So
that is very specific,
prompt,
by the way.
Yeah. This is what the AI wrote.
Send that to me. I want to read it, Joe.
Well, I'm going to read right now.
All of it?
It goes fast. It goes fast. But anyway. So once upon a time, there was an old baseball player named Jack. Jack had been playing baseball for most of his life, and he was known for his incredible skill and athleticism on the field. He'd been a star player in the major leagues. This was written by a computer.
Mm-hmm.
For many years, but as he grew older, his skills began to decline. Despite his best efforts, Jack found himself in a terrible slump. He couldn't hit the ball like he used to, and his fielding was starting to suffer as well. It seemed like no matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't get out of this slump. As if things weren't bad enough, Jack was also dealing with some serious health problems. He had been feeling weak and tired for weeks, and he was constantly getting sick. Eventually, he went to the doctor to get checked out, and he was devastated to learn that he had been diagnosed with cancer.
Good Lord, man.
I know, that's all for my little prompt.
Not the yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So,
wow.
like, what is this app or what is it?
It is called chat.openai.com.
Chat.openai.com. Does it cost you anything?
Does it cost anything? No. And so
Did he submit it? Did he submit it?
What? No, he
Did
didn't
he submit it?
No.
Okay,
I added that part to add some more drama to the show.
Oh, okay.
No, hey, that's code for he worked that. Oh, hold on. We have another disclaimer coming through. Dear teacher, Joe's son wrote that paper on his own. Joe is just saying that for entertainment purposes only. Please don't fail. I appreciate all these disclaimers. Thank you so much.
Really
I didn't know we needed one so badly.
We need to throw in some disclaimers.
Maybe Dr. Pineapples needs to learn how to write disclaimers for us all the time. So.
I think so too.
I can't wait to hear Sandy's.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jed. So you can actually change how many paragraphs it writes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, I can't wait to So I'll say this. I have been reading some of them because I'm interested in that type of stuff. Not just the AI, but I love reading too. And I'm like, There's no way.
Reading what?
So AI stories.
Okay.
I don't know what you'd call it exactly, but come in.
Oh, hi.
So hearing your experience using it, I'm like,
The old man app.
Hello. Hey.
oh,
Oh, okay.
look, I got a
I just
pickle.
text-
I got a pickle delivery. And
Oh,
a
I
beer.
thought that was something else.
Thank you, baby.
That little
No.
baggie was sus.
So I've been reading people who've been posting on Facebook because, right, Joe, as soon as you put your AI, what did you call it? Not
Prompt?
art, the
Avatar.
As soon as he put his AI avatar, everyone in my feed started doing it. And I haven't been on Facebook much, but that day I went on there, everyone was doing it. Actually, it was afterwards. It was like the next day or two afterwards. But
I
then,
think I only saw 3 people. Joe being
really, I had to
one.
have had at least like 20 people, and I was like, okay, it's getting boring.
Speaking of Joe and his avatar, Joe wanted people to vote. And
You didn't use the one we voted for,
and the
which
one
is so
that
like him.
everybody voted for
Which is
was
so
not
like
the one
Joe.
that was used. He just
I don't
wanted
even know
his
why he-
own.
I
don't know why he asked
It was
us.
definitely voted on, and I recall that people actually wanted this one. So I'm going to share it just so for the people that are not my Facebook friends,
And they might want
Make
to
sure
want it.
they can see it because it is awesome. Where's the button at? God dang it.
Present.
While you find that,
Present.
Alex says, first positive net gain on energy, big steps into the we future.
It really is. It really is. You get. I mean,
Meg says, I'm so not into it.
you. Oh, into the storytelling. Into the storytelling.
He,
Look at
the
that.
old man.
Look at this. I don't even know what it is, but
You know what?
It's a
That's the
tire.
guy from the Ninja Turtles Part 2. That's what's his name, Joe? You know who I'm talking about. Your brother.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yes, Eddie Reyes Jr. That's Eddie Reyes Jr. right there.
Look at this one, my buddy. He did it too. I was like, what?
Wait, is that a?
I was like, what is Roger neck?
It's a neck pillow. It's like a neck a massager.
What is going on? He was like, yours came out cool, but mine came out weird. I'm like, what in the world did yours come
He
out
was
weird?
pooping in the forest. That's what his prompt was.
I was like,
What is this meme over here with this funny guy? What is that one?
oh, it's the one where he's like, I'm not gonna do it. Because he's one that said it. He's one of my friends that said he wasn't gonna do it. So,
Oh,
I
okay,
got you.
okay.
So CPJ brings up a very good point. Didn't Joe do that with his headshots last year? Ask for
Yes,
votes and does what he
CPJ.
wants? Yes.
Yes.
He's just building that algorithm.
I don't understand why
It's-
y'all feel like this is like news or something.
Alex,
No, it's
we've been
not,
making
man.
that comment for decades now. So,
So, which one did you vote for there, Jamie?
The one that looked like you.
the one that the one that looked like an older you, if that's even possible.
It was.
That one?
Yes, that one.
Is that?
right
I
there.
think.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
just-
yeah. That's the
Yep.
one,
That's the one we voted on.
dude. You look like total like, Qing Dynasty.
You look like one more
Like-
mofo step on your grass.
that
and
one
they
looks
gonna lose
crazy.
your
That one
shit.
that doesn't look right.
Why do Asians always have to look cross-eyed? That's my thing. It's like
You look more Asian in this one.
My niece had her baby a few weeks back, and I
Uh-huh.
swear to gosh, like my family on my mom's side, we just all look so Asian.
And he's upset about it, Joe. Oh my.
I'm not upset. I'm just
my
like, wait, what's the picture behind you? Who's
I don't
that?
know. I don't know. It just came up with that. That's what it did.
Jet.
So that one totally gives off Resident Evil vibes. Like you look
Yeah.
like you're a member of STAR's
Oh,
Raccoon
right.
City Department,
You're
whatever.
too old, Joe. I'm
Yes,
just
John.
reading it straight.
I've seen that
What
one.
it is.
Next
Next time,
This
just
one too.
provide a D. You don't do you, a boo.
You
option
do you,
for us.
boo.
Oh, you do you, boo option for us.
Right.
That one that's so 80s, Joe, right there.
That's when we used to
That's-
play laser tag. That's what Joe looked like in the light.
I don't even know if that's true. That is like that is Joe. You remember the aqua and fuchsia jackets you used to wear back in the 80s and stuff? Like that's
the
what Joe's
wind,
sporting right
the
there.
wind
Yeah,
breakers.
breakers. Yeah.
Did you just say that I used to wear? Are you implying that I grew up in the 80s or something?
You didn't grow up in the 80s. You were already grown in the 80s, okay? You were just blending in with everybody.
Shut your face. Shut your face.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm
All
done with
right.
you peoples.
Check
Wow,
this
that
out.
was
So
aggressive.
I entered into a new. I did. Where do I start? My wife, bless her heart, she found a program for me to enter into, and she goes, "I'm gonna need you to just do this, okay? So I just need you to do this." There's more backstory to it that I can't share, I don't want to share. But let's just say she is the product that helped me kind of just jump and do this thing. So I'm doing this thing. Yesterday, guys, I stayed up till like butt crack of dawn this morning. I stayed up till like about 5 o'clock in the
I don't know
morning.
how y'all can function, first of
I,
all.
I didn't for a little bit. Like I was
And you don't even drink coffee, right?
I don't. No.
Jeez.
But I was there, and so it's a new program where it's, the closest I can say is like certification. So I'm going for this new certification, getting this job training that I don't want.
He's
I
like going for his bud tending license.
so so I went for it, and then I started it, and I tell you what, I do love learning. I do love consuming new information and all that stuff.
Consuming THC.
I just completely until 5 in the morning, and I completed. There's a course that should have taken me 1 to 2 weeks to finish. I
Uh-huh.
did it all yesterday.
Oh my.
I did the whole thing. It was like 30 some odd lessons, and I went through each one, and I was just like, next, 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 and I was like, this is great. And I was like, okay, now I'm really tired, and I know I have
because it was interesting, or because you felt like you wanted to get it done.
It was a
Because he
little bit
wanted
of both.
his dang certification.
It was a little bit of both, but honestly, if you're not into it, you're not going to put more energy towards it, right?
Right.
So I will say that there was parts to it that were interesting, and I was okay. Like, it was really whatever. But anyway, I was done. I texted my wife in the middle of the night. I was like, I just completed. Check this out. And it was, so anyway, I was like, so I started today. The second.
I'm trying to sleep. Can you shut up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm right here.
Okay. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that I'm undertaking this new journey. We'll see if there's any fruit from it in
2 months.
2 months.
Is that how long it takes plants to grow?
I don't know. We'd have to ask Dr. Vikram.
A certain type of plant.
Congratulations on your undertaking. Let me catch up on these comments real quick.
Okay, go for it.
CPJ says, for real though, his hair looked fly in those pics, like an Aquanet commercial.
For real though.
CPJ's got it on point.
Meg said, I did that the other night as well, and I believe that was to staying up late.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Alex, I'm usually waking up at 2 a.m. Insomnia is the beezy.
Yeah.
CPJ said, that's like me with this bag of tiger butter fudge. Should only eat one piece at a time, but done, just completed. So I get you, Jamie. I get you. She totally understands that she's
I know. I get
it.
I connect with CPJ. I get you, CPJ. Yes, thank you. Can I show you some cool stuff I got?
Let's see.
Sure.
Look at this.
Okay,
beauty.
scoot it closer.
It's a Supergirl issue 1.
For a second there, I thought they misspelled girl and thought it was like GURL.
I see that now from this.
I was like,
this
what?
But isn't that pretty cool? First issue. I was like,
issue.
sweet. I got it for a sweet deal. I was like, yeah.
So you paid $15 for it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Check this one out.
Oh, that's
Wakanda.
Black Panther dude.
That's
Killmonger.
Killmonger. I was gonna say Killjoy, same thing.
But the guy who does this, the artist, his name is Stanley Artgerm. Love his work. This is some sweet stuff.
Stanley Artgerm.
Stanley Artgerm. All right, check this one out. This one's cool. I got a cool story to go with this one.
8 billion genies.
Yeah. So Hulu, I think it was Hulu. Hulu picked this up about 5 or 6 months ago. So they're going to be doing this. So the premise of this, you're going to see this TV show coming out. It's 8 billion genies, and the premise is, what if everyone in the world, all of a sudden at the same exact time, all got a genie to grant them one wish apiece?
Whoa.
And that's what this comic is.
That would be some chaos.
So that's what happens. So everyone starts wishing for so many different things. And the premise is more humor, so it's not as dead serious and all like The Boys or all that stuff. So people are wishing to fly, they want $1 million, they want to redo their childhood. There's all these crazy wishes that are going on, and in each issue is kind of like an anthology. So each issue it doesn't connect. You're just getting different people's wishes and the outcome of their wishes. But it sounds cool, and the art is beautiful, and that's what all the genies look like. And so everyone just gets a genie.
I couldn't take my genie seriously if he looked like that.
Well, you'd only have him for a minute if you made your wish pretty quick, right?
Your wish.
So I have a question.
Go for it.
What would be your wish
Ooh.
if you had one wish?
Ooh.
And then time is up. I'm just going to give you whatever.
I would,
Joe to have Benjamin Button.
I would. It'd be something altruistic,
Jamie to
right?
have comics.
No.
Mine would be I wouldn't have to worry about money. So it's not like a dollar amount that I would get. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
That's a good one.
Good.
That's smart. I would want some. It would be something to the effect of like health, right? Like no one would ever die of sickness or something like that. Like everyone would always have, the best health possible.
Jenny likes to be like, no. For
who?
You. He's like,
oh, I'd have to spend it on me personally?
Yeah, like your wish, not for a worldly wish. Like you would have to say, I want this. This is my wish.
I guess I would wish that I could have whatever skill I needed to take care of whatever situation came up. Does that make sense? So like if the house needed a plumbing situation, I just would know how to plumb and take care of it. If
Eugenie would be protesting, what the hell kind of wish is that?
Wasting my damn time.
Never mind, I'm taking your wish back.
Put your thoughts in the comments, guys. Tell us what your wish would be. What's yours, Sandy?
I can't. I'm sitting here thinking I'm the one who asked you. I'm like, I have no idea what I would wish for.
You could wish for knowing what to wish for.
Eternal life,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because then everybody would die, and then you would know nobody, and then
right.
Start all over with that. And
I remember your great grandfather.
Yeah,
he was such a jerk.
Right. And I don't want to be rich, because you've seen those stories when people win the lottery and how everything goes south.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I seriously, I'm at a loss. I have no idea what I would want. I don't know.
Everything you eat, no matter what, will always have the effect of GF, DF, SF.
Thank you. That would. I can enjoy Chick-fil-A without the reaction.
Yes.
Thank you.
No worries. That took a bit to.
Yes.
You're like, forget White Claw. I can have all the real stuff now.
I know, right? Okay,
Yeah.
So Alex says the new Black Panther was fantastic. I think
I haven't seen it yet.
I thought you what?
We were going to, girl. I had the shirts made. Yes, and then one of the family members decided not to come to Thanksgiving. The other one decided she didn't want to go see it. I already knew one wasn't going to watch it, and then it became this bust. And I was like, I just spent all this money on these shirts.
Exactly. And
are you kidding me? I was a little. Anyway.
Yeah, I get you. Meg says, have a gathering of all the people that I love. Alex says, my wish would be speed force and speed force ability. I could do anything I want. Joanne says, happiness in life.
Yellow.
Yeah, when Joanne says that, I'm like, yeah.
You're already happy, Joanne.
People are wasting your wishes. Alex had a good one. But you only
Alex did. I like that one.
Pick one, Alex. Speed force or speed force ability?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. It's both the same, Alex. You can't separate it out like that.
Okay.
Look at this bad boy.
Thanks, Alex.
Wow, that's old.
That is cool.
You're all right, walls. Joe. It is old, but these are called facsimile editions.
Oh, this is a lot of attitude.
They are the exact. You better watch yourself. That chocolate's going to be flying here in a minute. So this is a reprint of Superman's first comic book, and so it's facsimile.
I think he was going to say it's facsimile.
I think so, like facsimile.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going to say.
I think that's what he's going for.
Let's guess. It's an F word.
Facsimile.
Right.
Simile.
Right. It's factually.
Facsimile.
Right. It's facadally. It's fiduciary.
Fiduciary. Ooh, that's a good one.
It's
Philanthropy.
yeah.
Philanthropy.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
pickle.
Right. It's pickled. The magazine, the comic is pickled from the original. We were trying to guess what you're trying to say.
Sorry.
So
Anyway.
now we have to wait for him to eat his pickle.
No, I'm fine.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
let
Go
me
ahead.
catch up.
Go
So
ahead.
Joanne says raspberry Jamie.
So she's going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Meg's other wish would be to meet Patrick Mahomes while she is in Kansas City. And Alex
Oh.
is a little bitter because I lied to him. He wanted to come interrupt the show, y'all. I was like, I said, oh, I'm going to bed. There's no show tonight.
Oh, that's right. You did mention that.
It's
So,
not a
everyone,
lie.
welcome to the Social and Distancing Show. Happy that y'all came to hang out with us tonight. And
That was
we
our
have,
monologue. That was our monologue.
yeah, and we have a wonderful episode today that we came up with some cool topics that we thought everyone would enjoy. And so, what we're going to start out with is Sandy's movie review.
Okay, one more comment. My wish would be to let everyone see themselves through the lens of the person who loves them well to their self-talk and confidence is high, high, high. I love that.
Man, that would be crazy cool.
That
Oh,
would
That
be
would
cool.
CPJ. You just wasted a wish. Next.
Jamie,
No,
I don't know.
please.
Oh, it's cucumbers. Okay, I was
They're
like,
cu-
what is
Or
that?
pickles.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so everyone, Sandy had told us last week that she is watching
Joe
a
didn't
whole
know because he
bunch of
didn't watch the
movies.
show.
Right.
And he didn't hit it on
And
the replay
so
either.
I thought it'd be cool to reach out to Sandy. I was like, Sandy, let's do a review, or she would do a review of all the movies, or pick a selection of movies that she's been watching this holiday season, and then we could all just comment on it and get her take. Because I was not prepared for her to say she did not like the Christmas Story movie.
Ugh,
That-
hold on a second. Hold on.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
you were. Oh, yeah. So she and the family sat down to watch it, and she said that they all, after it was done, they were just like, "That was just the world's
Worst.
most." Yeah,
Worst effing
love
movie
that movie.
ever.
I know. I love it too.
I'm the only Eric, Kate, and I are the only 3 people on planet Earth that hate
Oh
this
my
movie.
goodness.
And let me
It's-
show you because I need y'all to know. I hate
Oh.
this movie so much that this is what I ended up with my white elephant gift.
The fragile gift.
This is
It's
what
for
I got.
Chile. Must be Italian.
I'm like, how did I get with this? How did I get this?
It would make sense though, Sandy. It fits perfectly for you, right? And I had sent Sandy on my
Look.
Spotify list. It
Some
said
said
something
it
about the
sucked.
Christmas Story. He didn't like it either.
Oh my
Jeez.
goodness.
I think it's a great.
I tried watching the second one where Ralphie's a dad, and I just couldn't. I couldn't.
That's
I
what
didn't.
killed
I haven't
the
watched
first
it
one.
yet.
I
Well,
just
there's a
couldn't.
third one now that just
Oh
came out
my
like a few
God.
weeks ago. But these have been spaced like years apart, like 10 years apart or
Okay,
something.
that's the one I'm talking about. The one where Ralphie's a father.
So
I
this
can
one
get
he
it
is
now.
too, but this one just came out, like I said, this month or last month.
Yeah. That's it.
But
We
it's
started
only,
with
this is
that.
only the second one. I didn't know that there
That's
was
the
a third
third one.
out.
So there was another one that came out years ago.
I think it was straight to VHS.
I think, yeah.
It should have been straight to the trash. That's where it should have been.
Sandy, that's on my TV 24/7. So I'm gonna make sure that whenever we have Christmas at Chris's parents' house, we're gonna be watching that. I'm gonna turn that just for you.
Get a picture of
Don't
her.
worry, I'll go sit outside.
And
I'll
then
go
I'm
sit
gonna
outside.
just repeat the whole show.
Throughout the whole night, throughout the whole day,
The worst
over and over
movie
again.
ever. But listen,
Okay,
I'm
so tell us
regifting
about-
this next year. This is gonna be a regift.
There might be time this year, right? There might
Yeah.
be time this year.
Red Raider BB gun.
Just shoot your eye out, kid.
So Joe, like I mentioned earlier, Joe missed our show last week, and not only did he miss it, he didn't rewatch it. So Joe doesn't even know that I did a movie review last week.
He just learned about it just now. Did you see the expression on his face? He was completely surprised.
So I did a review, Joe. I'm going to kind of repeat myself. So Kate and I watch Christmas movies all month long. I don't watch any true crime or anything like that. We watch Christmas movies on the evenings that we can. And so I let him pick a movie. We've added to our list, and he added Krampus. I know that Krampus is folklore. That's about all I know about Krampus. And so we watched this movie, and it starts off like, okay, it's a good. And then he starts eating people. People start going missing, and the whole thing just goes to shit. I mean, it's bad. Anyway, the movie itself was not bad. It just wasn't a feel good Christmas movie that I would have
Yeah.
chosen for us to watch.
Well, yeah, yeah.
So, and like I said, I would watch Krampus over that crappy movie. What are we talking about? What movie
The
was it called?
Christmas story.
Over the Christmas Story. I'd watch Krampus over and over that movie. Anyway, so we this week we only had a chance to watch one movie,
Okay.
and the movie that we chose was the classic Charles Dickens Ebenezer Scrooge, the one that came out in 1984.
Oh, with Bill Murray?
No,
Is
that
that
came
it?
out in
That's Scrooged.
1984.
Oh, Scrooge.
Scrooge. Yes.
Wait, that's
So,
the one you watched?
mhm.
Yeah, that's the one with Bill Murray.
No, this was not Bill Murray.
No, she didn't
She
watch.
just said it was
Scrooged.
Scrooged.
It was
No.
not. No,
It was no. She didn't say that.
I can rewind it. She said yes.
no, it's Scrooge. Like the guy was named Scrooge.
Oh,
That's what I thought you were
no.
saying.
There's a movie called Scrooge.
Oh no, I did not watch that one. It's
Okay.
not with Bill Murray. It's not with. I don't think any of the actors are alive now. I don't. I can't. I don't know that shit. I don't know. I'm just making that up. Anyway, it takes place in London. The whole thing was filmed in London. So anyway, for those of you that have lived under a rock, that movie as a child, I watched it once and it scared the dickens out of me. Okay.
I mean, the ghosts, man. They can be a little traumatizing.
That was it. What was his name? His partner. So Scrooge and his partner Jacob
Marley.
Jacob
Jacob
Marley. His partner Jacob Marley is deceased, and he comes to him right before he goes to bed and says, "Hey, 3 ghosts are going to come visit you. The ghost of past, present, and future." And basically, Marley comes in with all these chains, and those chains are symbolic of everything that tied him down in life. And that's pretty powerful because they were all about money. They weren't charitable or anything like that. And so begins his journey throughout the night. And he was ball humbug everything. And anyway, so by the time it was all said and done, he ends up like believing in Christmas and being charitable and doing all the things that people should do instead of just worrying about money. And he was a penny pincher and all that good stuff.
Is this the one where the ghost of Christmas Present is like a white guy with a white robe? Did he have a white robe?
The ghost of Christmas Present I thought it was a lady. It could have been a man.
Well, he was bearded.
No. So that ghost, he had like like a velvet, almost like a Santa thing, but it was green and the white cuffs. And he had a beard. And he was super tall.
Did he have a kid at the end of his?
He had 2 kids.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No, which one I'm talking about.
On the chains.
And Ghost of Christmas Past was the Reaper, the Grim Reaper, right?
The Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
No, the future.
Oh yeah, Ghost of Christmas Future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Was the Grim Reaper and would point at things, right? Yeah.
And the Grim Reaper's music was eerie AF, man. Seriously, I just remember, like, I didn't know, like, all the emotion and what everything meant, of course, when I watched it. I just remember Marley scaring the crap out of me. That's all I remember. But I do recommend this movie, actually. I thought it was really good, had a good plot and everything. But anyway, so Ebenezer Scrooge,
It was a woman. You're right, Joe.
No, she was.
She was the ghost of the past.
Yeah.
She
Her
was
name was
also
Angela
creepy.
Pleasance.
Yeah, she was very creepy looking. Anyway, like I said, it was really good. What was it? Timmy, like I got super emotional because Timmy Tiny Tim doesn't make it, in the future whenever he's showing him because he's so weak and everything. I was like, I didn't get any of these emotions as a child when I watched it.
Right, but that's how it is. When we see things when we're kids, we're just, whatever is whatever. But
Mhm.
that whole brain switch thing, and then when you're older and you see things, and because you can relate to some of it now,
Yeah.
it hits different. It hits a little bit different.
Yeah. Because he was just like, "Oh, so what's going to happen to that kid?" And he's like, "Remember, we're going to, um, it's just easier if they just die." And he's like,
Because
"Oh,
that's
you're
what he
using
said.
your own words against me, my own words against me." Yeah. But anyway, I love this movie. It was so good that we were just kind of like, man, totally watch this again. We're adding it to our annual.
Oh, so it was a
Um,
thumbs
Movies to
up. It was
watch.
definitely a
Definitely a
thumbs up.
thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Yes.
A Christmas Carol. That's the
Yes,
original one.
I
A
didn't even
Christmas Carol.
write the damn name down.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
I
A
was
Christmas
looking for
Carol.
it, and
Yeah, I
Sorry.
was looking for it too, and I was like, is it a Christmas Carol or?
Yeah, it's A Christmas Carol, my bad. And they said this movie was the only one of, I guess, there's been so many that have been done. This is the only one where he
yeah.
actually was not in PJs at night.
Oh, George C. Scott. That's right.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
then
He was
another
in his
little,
outfit still from the
yeah, he
day.
was in his outfit. And then another tidbit is his name to this day is still on on the tomb. So towards the whenever the Grim Reaper is telling him to look at it, they
Oh,
see that this solid rock and it says Ebenezer Scrooge on it. So come to find out when they were filming that, it was just a blank stone and they got permission to carve his name and it still sits in that cemetery to this day.
oh, wow,
That's
that's
pretty cool.
interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
anyway, like I said,
Believe.
great movie, great show for the kids
Yeah.
that are older and don't, and kind of understand. For me,
So-
when I was little, I didn't understand it.
There's
Yeah.
an updated one there's two updated ones that I recall. There's the one that we were talking about earlier, Scrooge, which stars Bill Murray, and that was pretty good actually. That was early '90s.
It's actually pretty good. Yeah.
I
Oh,
really
really?
enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Bill Murray's a funny guy, but there's some creepy parts to it too. Like now that I think about it as an adult, I'm like, yeah, some of that
Yeah.
stuff is probably.
But his name wasn't Scrooge. His name was Frank Cross in the movie, and he actually had a saying in his office, and it said "cross," and it said something that you nail people to. He was like a
Oh my.
serious butthole in the
He
movie.
really was.
Yeah.
Which
Well, I
makes
mean,
the
the
movie
same-
all that.
Which the
greater.
same with Ebenezer. He was
Yeah.
just saying, just let them die, because he was like, basically the population could just, get rid of itself. I mean, that's
Yeah.
exactly what he said. No, that's
It's
like
good.
tough.
I would give that a watch. And then there's an animated version that was done with Jim Carrey as Ebenezer Scrooge, and that one was also pretty good. And Jim Carrey, like he just comes across so well in whatever work he does. So in the animated version, you can tell it is really good. It's
Okay,
really
so
good
this is
also.
an animated version with
Yeah,
Jim
yeah,
Carrey.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's still called A Christmas Carol. Just it's the one with Jim Carrey and it's animated.
So there was one
that's-
that came out like early, maybe 1800. I don't know when it came out, in early 1900s. I don't know. But anyway, so it's only viewable on Plex. So I almost called you last night.
He's like, oh, okay, cool.
I'm glad you didn't.
I don't know what I can't hear her.
Oh,
My mic went
Michael
out.
Sanchez says, "Good seeing you this evening, Joe."
Oh yeah, Mike. So
What's
it's
up,
funny.
Mike? So
It's
cool to
funny
see you again.
because his son came in first, and I was like, I know that guy. And
Which
he just
son?
walked past me because Michael's son, and his name's Curtis. He walked right past me, and I was like, I don't think he remembers me, but that's cool. And then Michael comes in carrying, I believe, his grandson. So that was cool to see.
Where was? I'm sorry. Context.
We were eating dinner at the local at Chilitos.
Gotcha.
Which is
Okay.
cool.
Okay. I was like, he just walks through your house. Do more people do that?
Just an open door.
Wait. Did you just assume that I was cooking something?
Right. Hey, Cynthia, how
That's true.
are
That's
you?
good.
She said
Hey,
her
Cynthia.
favorite Christmas movie is the 1938 A Christmas Carol, and I think that's the one that's on
That's
Plex.
the one you were talking about,
I
right?
think so.
Okay. Okay. So real quick, Dr. Ben, have y'all heard of Be Real? It's an app.
Yes.
Kids are using it a lot. It's
Yeah, so it
basically like
reminds
Snapchat.
It's supposed to remind you to tell people what you're up to at a certain point in time.
At that
So-
right, so you get a notification that says, "Hey."
Notification,
So
hey.
imagine like it's an exclusive club, Sandy, but you can only get in for that moment, and if you miss it, then you got to wait for the next time the door opens to
Right.
use it.
Uh-huh.
So that's essentially what it is. But Dr. Ben has been doing B-reels with his daughter, and so Eva has been doing my oldest. She's been doing B-reels with me. I didn't know this though. I just learned today that he's been watching because my daughter will secretly put me in the B-reel in the background or something. Like last night, I was sleeping. I was asleep on the couch,
Snoring.
She's
and
like this.
she came and she was like, your friend said that he just really likes you. Like he gets a kick out of watching you
Joe, I
in
think
the
your shelf
B-reel.
moved.
Nice.
Like, no, like I think you almost
Like,
knocked
in
it
a-
over.
Watch it all come crashing
I
down.
know it's
That'll be the ghost of Christmas past coming for him.
gonna.
So anyway, it was funny because I was like, I was telling my daughter, I was like, yeah, I was like, Dr. Ben, he's really, really favorite of the show. You know, we love when he comes on and he's always great and everything else. And she was like, he likes you too a lot, Dad. Because he's always saying nice things about you. And I was like, that makes me feel good. So,
And you're like, but wait, where is he saying nice things about me?
yeah. So it came out
You
something like
realize-
that. And she was like, yeah. So his daughter and my daughter are always chatting. Huh?
So it's
Yeah.
just for kids.
No. But the
No,
kids are using it a lot.
Mm.
So anyway.
Yeah, it's
Also-
so it's a way for them to not be on it all the time, but be on it all the
Yeah.
Oh,
time.
fancy. So
So
Alex
it's not
says Jim
fancy.
Carrey's version is his favorite.
Of,
What's y'all's
I
favorite
saw-
Christmas movie?
Um.
Never mind. I don't know what the fuck I asked.
Are you
Never
sure?
mind.
You don't want to know
No,
what mine
no,
is?
strike that from the
Sadie?
record.
Are you sure?
I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Have y'all watched any this year?
Yes, a lot.
Aside from that stupid ass movie, have y'all watched any?
No,
Yes,
there's
I
still
have
other
been-
Christmas movies that I would care to watch.
Oh god.
I've been watching a ton of the Hallmark stuff and all the G-rated Christmas movies. They're all cookie cutter, but I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm okay. I need that.
You need
I need
that
the positive
cheese.
vibes. Yeah. So there's a lot of that, but there are some ones that I always have to watch every Christmas. Like the Jim Carrey's version. Jim Carrey just does so many, right? The Jim Carrey version of The Grinch. Love that one.
Yeah, The Grinch is
I
good.
love Miracle on 34th Street. Or what else? It's a
Let me
wonderful.
interrupt you. You
Go
told
ahead.
me about the other day about last week you told me about a Christmas movie. It was about a Santa. Oh, it was like a postman that has been like sent off.
Oh
to-
yeah.
We watched it.
Oh, was it not
It
good?
was good. It was
Oh
good.
my
I
gosh!
had no idea. The thing, the only reason that I even remember this is I rewatched the show because I was like, did I review Krampus? Basically, I reviewed Krampus. So I was because I was going to review it this week anyway. And then I was listening to you talk about that movie. I was like, wait a second, we saw this movie, but it wasn't on your suggestion. But I just put the two and two together.
Yeah,
Well,
So,
I don't even know what it's called.
I can't remember either, but it was the ending was so heart, like touching and everything. It
Yes.
was like, oh man, but then it was like,
I wish I could remember what it was. I could tell people to watch it. It's a good one.
wasn't it just like Klaus?
You're absolutely right. Yes.
Okay,
I
okay.
think it was KLAU.
KLAU. Yes, yeah, that's what it is. So if you get a chance for anyone else, Klaus is a really good animated one, and it basically it's basically a history, or not a history, like the origin story of Santa Claus,
Mhm.
but it's done. I've never heard a version like this, so I was really like,
It was
It was
super
so-
cute. I really
yes.
liked it. It was so funny.
So, according to IMDb, a simple act of kindness always strikes another, even in a frozen, faraway place. When Smearingsburg's new postman Jesper befriends toymaker Klaus, their gifts melt an age-old feud and deliver a sleigh full of holiday traditions.
it's so good.
Yes.
It's so good.
It
I
was
need
good.
to-
Voiced Jason Schwartzman, J.K. Simmons, and Rashida Jones are the voices.
Oh, I didn't realize all three of them were in there. Now I hear it. Now I can hear it though. But yeah, there's another one too, another animated one called A Boy Named Christmas.
A
Or
boy,
Boy Called Christmas, something like that. It's also on
boy
Netflix.
called A Boy Called Christmas.
Yes, that's good. The girls
How
are
was
usually-
Slumberland?
Oh, it was good. I liked it a lot. It was it's a little different, but not in a bad way. And Jason Momoa's character was really good, and
Oh yeah,
it just
it wasn't memorable to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's memorable. If you just need something to fill the time with, it's an okay
Yeah.
movie to have on the screen. You won't be sad or I mean you won't be mad, you won't be displeased, but you also just won't remember much of it. I think
Yeah. It's like,
it was fine.
okay.
It
Yeah.
kind of gave me Loki vibes, to be honest with you, if I had to
It
say,
did.
right?
It did. Yeah. I can see
So
that. Yeah, because I was like, is there a reason that he's got sharp teeth and horns? It's like,
yeah, that was kind of weird. I must have missed that, or I must have missed that because that was kind of odd.
Yeah.
Um, Sean's review, it sucks. So Cynthia says, my favorite, oh no, hold on. Sorry, I read the wrong way. She said, my kid's favorite is Author Christmas, an animated movie.
Oh, that was good too. I think it's Arthur Christmas. I think there might have
Okay.
been a spell check. Arthur Christmas is the son of Santa Claus, and he's trying to prove that he can. Well, he doesn't want to have anything to do with taking over the reins, pun, but he ends up doing a great job, and so it's a good
That
one
was
too.
punny. Okay, so Madeline did a B-reel with the real Santa at our house. Nick,
Oh, get out
how
of
cool is
here!
that?
I saw those pictures and the video CPJ. Man, they were just so cool.
They were so Christmassy, weren't
I
they?
know, right? It was so cliche, but it was perfect.
So Joanne says, where does the pickle on a Christmas tree come in? Input, please. Do you put a pickle on your Christmas tree since you're the king of pickles?
That's a good question. I've never even heard that. I don't know
Yeah,
that
I
that's
have. I know exactly what she's talking about,
what?
but I don't know where it comes from. They even sell pickle ornaments.
What the?
We'll come back around to that. Let me
Are
read
y'all
up on it.
serious?
I'm looking it up. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want us to discuss next? Oh,
Oh.
y'all. Okay, here's something funny that I did. It's very Christmassy.
This is kind of cool, actually.
So, you guys watch Home Alone, right? The very first one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember where Kevin goes out to buy groceries, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, it's been 32 years since that movie came out. Joe, you were a baby then. I don't even know.
I don't even think I
Why
was
are you being
born.
sarcastic?
I know, can't help him.
He doesn't need any help.
Kevin's outing, it cost
heard
him
about it.
$19.83. He bought
The
milk.
groceries?
Yeah. Milk,
Okay.
bread, toilet paper, laundry detergent, fabric softener, cling wrap, macaroni and cheese, a turkey TV dinner, orange juice, and a bag of plastic Army Men. So there was a TikToker that went to Kroger's to replicate his order. What do you think in $2022 his order cost?
I'm going to say 55.
Okay.
I'll say 75.
Okay. Both of you are over. Her total was $44.40.
Dang.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
Yes. And, now that you mentioned that, I was watching a clip of I'm going to Get You Sucker the other day, right? I don't know. Sandy, I don't know if you watched it, but Joe, you remember the whole, how much for one rib? So, okay, that specific scene, he says, how much for one rib? The owner thinks he's asking for a pound of ribs. So he says, oh, it's $5. And he says the change, but whatever. It was $5 and change for a pound of ribs.
Yeah.
My mind was blown away at that. And so, he's like, how much for one rib, one individual rib? And he goes, so if it's $5 for a pound, he goes, that must be, I don't remember what he said, but it was something silly, right? Like $1 or a quarter or 75 cents.
Yeah, 75 cents.
75 cents. That's what it is. And then so he asked for a cup or a drink, and the guy says it's a quarter for a large soda or whatever it was at that time, right? And he's like, well, how about I just give you 5 cents for a sip? But anyway, going back to what you were saying, Sandy, I was like, under $6 for a pound of ribs in 1984.
So
jeez.
The biggest thing that
you left out the best part of that scene, Jamie. The best part of the scene, he says, "You got change for 100?"
Yeah.
That would be some shit my mom would pull.
It's Chris Rock. So it's Chris Rock. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's my mom, like when she goes to the flea market and she's trying to haggle on something.
Oh.
And then she's like, oh, well, I'll give you 18 for it. And they're like, okay, well, 18 will work. And then she hands them a 20. And that's what they were asking for.
She wanted those $2 back.
She sure did. I'm like, how embarrassing, mother. Anyway,
No da
Um,
vergüenza. Listen, okay, the
do you
pickle
have the
real quick.
pickle thing pulled
Yep,
up?
yep.
Okay, cool.
All right. So essentially, what is you get an ornament. Okay. So there's an ornament that's a pick. That's and it's exactly a pickle. You hide it in the Christmas tree. Christmas morning when the kids come down, or anyone, whoever finds the pickle in the tree first gets an extra Christmas gift to unwrap.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that
pretty
cool?
The
cool.
Yeah.
front door.
Huh?
I said that's pretty cool.
Somebody must, you know, somebody must have come in and visited him, so that's why he wants you to shut the front door.
I was
The
like,
front
what?
door. Yeah, shut the front door. That's what I said.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a German Christmas tradition.
Okay, so Joanne, you were right. She says, I have one on my tree. I think it's a German tradition, like I believe in Santa Claus.
I-
So, Joanne, do you do that? Do you give an extra gift out to the one who finds it? I think that'd be kind of scary. Grandkids
Right.
like topple over your tree.
But Joanne's not the type to do that. She would make sure there were like multiple pickles in there so that all the kids would find it. I know that,
Yeah.
like that's,
I think so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
or she'd be like, let's just throw the pickle away and I'll just give everyone an extra
Hey,
gift.
or be like me and be like, yeah, there's a pickle in there. Never find one.
Never. Still,
Joanne said, hell no.
yeah. See, yeah. Sandy's like, I knew I forgot something at Walgreens.
Right.
That's
Joan
what-
said, TTU rip Mike Leach. And
Yeah.
then he said, just
you
for
weren't here
Jamie.
at the beginning, were you?
I think he missed it. Might have missed
I think so.
that.
That's fine. All right. So then our next segment that we're going to go over is grinds my gears. So let's just talk about it a little bit,
I
okay?
have two whenever y'all are ready.
That's fine. Let me go. I'm going to go with one of mine first. And let me tell you, I didn't tell all y'all, but let me tell you. I was in Ohio and I had to call Joe and Sandy. And it's so funny because when I'm calling, I don't remember which one I was on the phone with first, but throughout the store at Kroger on Thanksgiving Eve, I pull up to the parking lot, okay? There's two blank
You were on the phone with me.
spots. Okay. There's two blank spots, two empty spots to park. And then there's the cart return. I park right next to the cart return. And I get out and I'm
Purposefully?
fuming. Huh?
Purposefully?
Yes. Because I couldn't park in the other spot because the cart was taking the spot up. Like not a little to the side or whatever, literally smack dab in the middle. I couldn't even take my phone out to I couldn't even take a picture because I was so upset. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So from where that cart was, there was an empty spot and then the cart returned right there. So for those of you who don't know, there is a what do you call it? A thought experiment. Was it? I'm sorry. There's a thought experiment that says the human race is doomed based upon shopping carts. And depending on the distance from the shopping cart to the receptacle, whatever you want to call that, tells you how screwed we are as a humanity.
Society.
Not just society. Like if we
Humanity.
can't return the stinking cart to the receptacle, like it speaks volumes of us. So being that close. Now, mind you, when I got there, two empty spots. So whoever took it or whoever didn't take it was in one of those two spots, and all they had to do was just move it one spot over.
Just like right there.
Right there. So I am fuming at this. This ground my gears so bad. I had to call Sandy, and I was like, "Oh, listen to this." And I explained. I was like, "What is wrong with humanity?"
And then
What
the
is wrong with
manager
you?"
heard you.
So yeah, there was one of the I don't know if it's the manager, but Thanksgiving Eve, it is busy beyond all comprehension. But there are people. One of the guys who works there, I just happened to catch him shaking his head up and down or sideways, whatever. And I was like, wait, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? And he was like, yes, it's absolutely. And he is upset too. And he goes, yes. I was like, you get me. So I'm walking throughout the whole store. I don't even care about my volume because I'm loud when I'm talking with Sandy. When I'm done with Sandy, I call Joe and talk to him. And I walk into the store. I'm like, people are just, we're going to hell in a cart. That's what's happening. And I was, so it grinds my gears when we can't take a cart back to the receptacle.
I'm the same way. In carts, all over the place drive me nuts. And then the wind blows here. So you see the sons of guns just flying across the parking
Just
lot and unmanned objects. Just
and it dings in people's cars. It makes it hard to get along in the parking lot. And then there's kids out there. And I don't know about y'all down there. Like I get pissed more because when it gets cold, there's kids out here and they are out there in all their what was the kid's name from A Christmas Story?
Ralphie.
Ralphie. They're all Ralphied up out there and getting these cars, and then they got to go get them from all these like girly people. Just put the freaking cart back in the receptacle, man. Please, for the love of God, why do you have to make people's jobs harder? Why do you have to make other people's lives just a little bit more difficult when all it takes you is just a few more steps to get it over there?
Just a few more steps, people.
Okay, all right. I'm done for this one.
Joanne would like to jump in here and say, assholes.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you.
BJ would like to come in here and say, let me tell you, people who drive through parking lots through the spaces and almost hit the people using the driving lanes, they want to be nice to let you go first when you both meet up at the stop. Then they flip you off when you don't RSVP yes to their sudden act of politeness. Ugh. I felt that in my bones.
I'm feeling you, CBG. That I can feel it off of that. Yes. Forget that. Jeez. Okay, Joe, do you have one?
So this is what I don't like. It's more of a first world problem. It's not really a grinds my gear thing.
Okay.
So, but it kind of works both ways. So I got me a new laptop, and the way that Mac works is you can make a backup of your laptop and then transfer it to your new laptop, and it's exactly the same. So it's exactly the same settings and stuff like that. So that works. But then I have this piece of software, and I didn't find out about it until tonight. So I have this piece of software that I have that when I try to open it up says, hey, I need to be reactivated.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just
Holy Spirit, activate.
I was like, what? I have to reactivate it. It's the same. So now I'm looking to try to reactivate it, and it says you could have the reactivation code in your email whenever you purchase the product. I purchased the product 3 years ago. How am I supposed to have
that would be an issue for me, but I think it is for you because you tell me you keep your inbox pretty nice and tight.
I try to keep it nice and tight, yeah. And then I go to the site where I actually bought the software, and it shows the receipt of when I paid for it, but it doesn't have the activation code.
Does it have a chat function? You can chat with the people?
Stuck?
Yeah, but it's like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So I'm just like, golly. So I'm going to have to work through that.
How much does it cost new?
The software is $70.
I love, fuck that. You better get to finding that code.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
dang,
why
Joe.
is it so hard? And I'm like going through my, because it's a photography software. So I'm going through my photography email, and I cannot find the activation. I type in the website that I bought it from. I type in activation code, and I'm like, I guess I didn't save it. So now I'm gonna have to email them and say, can I get a new activation code because I just transferred to a new laptop, and that grinds my gears. When
I hear you, Joe. I hear you, man.
It's like I was supposed to do this because I was like, I'm about to use this new computer, my new photo shoot, and I was going to test it and see, because I have a faster computer now. I was wanted to make sure to see how it was going to work and stuff like that, and I didn't get to do it. So that really
Joe.
irked
Grind
me
your gears.
Grinded my gears the way that people work their software like that.
Mr. Ass and Miss Ass. Thank you.
Okay.
I think it's the parking lot people.
Oh, maybe so.
Oh, okay.
Or in response to CPJ's comment, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, actually. That makes
Yes.
sense. Okay. All right, Sandy. What's one of yours?
Okay. You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears, Sandy?
When you give somebody a quote and they say, I hate insurance.
Ooh.
Nah, motherfucker. You didn't hate it when they were paying out your claims. Now worry.
Jeez.
Oh, man, that grinds my gears. Let me tell you why. Because they had, betwixt them, they had 3 accidents.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry, 4 accidents. And then they had 2 comp claims, which means those were probably hell claims or something like that. But you hate insurance. Did you hate when they paid for your claims too?
There you
Mhm.
go. There you go. I hear
Grinded
you on
my
that.
gears this
I hear you.
week.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
have a second one.
All right. I got another one. Here we go.
Okay.
You know what grinds my gears? When
What
you
grinds
get
your gears?
home, when you get home and it's raining and the brown boxes are sitting in the porch without any plastic on. And it's been raining all day. So it's not like you just pulled up to the house and thought, oh, it's not raining. I can just put these boxes out there. And then you get home or you find it 4 or 5 hours later and you're like, what the flip, man? And so when you pick it up to bring it in the house, it tears apart on you.
What is it? What's a brown box?
Just a cardboard box, like
A delivery
Like a
from a
package?
delivery. Yeah, a
And you
package. There you
expect
go.
them
A
to and you
package.
expect them to put them in plastic bags?
So that's the weird thing. In the past, they have.
Oh, I guess because y'all just do it different up there. Because they
But,
here
and
in
you
their
got to
delivery
remember
packages.
when you get inches of snow, like you
Yeah.
can't just leave that stuff
Because
out
I just
there.
don't be knowing these northern rules.
So anyway, but it grinds my gears that I get home and the boxes are wet or whatever. And mind you, if they have some of my books in there and they're not waterproofed,
Mm.
so then I leave the remark. I'm like, I gave them all 5 stars to the seller, but on the shipping part, I gave 1 star and I left a comment. I didn't realize that my comments were public. And someone messaged me and they were like, yo, Jaime,
What can we do to
I
make
thought
this
that dude
better?
was your friend because you just tore him a new one. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, what? So then I go look and I'm like, my comments are public. And so I messaged the guy and I was like, look, I was not in a good spot. I was like, the box was wet. And I'm so sorry. If there's anything I do to take that off or whatever, I will totally do it. Just tell me. And he was fine with it. He was like, it's all right. I know you. You're good people. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. I was like, and it wasn't even on him. It was partly on him, right? Because he didn't package them so the books would stay dry like others.
Where is he from?
Chicago.
Okay, so he knows your weather. So it's not
Yes.
okay. So it's not like me absentmindedly sending you a package and not thinking about your weather.
So, but even then, I've ordered from people who are in Texas and California, New Mexico. They package their stuff up so that it's waterproof still.
I'm telling you, that would be the last thing on my mind. Let me worry about Jamie's weather.
But look, this is what I'm saying. They would just come in a plastic sealed bag so that no moisture can get into it.
If you care about
These
them.
were just
if they're valuable, the ones you're
these were
getting for
just
cheap. And that
Bless your
brand.
mouth, Sandy. Bless you. Anyway, that's what grinds my gears. Joe, do you have another one?
Oh, this is what grinds my gears. So I keep my gas receipts, and I go and pay for my gas, and it's cold, and I pump, and it asks me if I want a receipt, and then it says, "Clerk has your receipt."
Oh,
Go
hell
inside.
no.
I hate that.
No.
It's like I didn't want to go inside. I want my receipt here. Why I have the option to tell me that if I want a receipt, just.
I wish you could text back and be like, "Clerk, bring it out here, bro."
Can you
I'll be
Uber my
waiting in my
receipt,
car.
please?
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, that drives me crazy.
I feel
I'm
you.
like-
I hear you, Joe.
and then I have to wait. Like this last time, I had to wait in line while the cashier is explaining the loyalty plan. To
Oh
this
my
family
gosh.
That just bought $40 of junk food at the Allsups. I'm just
Or
like, oh my god!
if it's not them, it's the lottery. It's the continuous lottery guy who keeps buying tickets, scratching them off,
Who
and
walks out and then comes right back in.
no, it stays there, doesn't
Oh,
move.
and scratches.
It's like I got my quarter. Here, oh yeah, let's change these up.
It made his gears freeze.
It's
That's how
so
mad.
much he hates it that it froze him. That's how much he hates it.
Gosh.
But yeah, that's
So,
what I. It was really upsetting that day. I was like, I just need it. I just need my receipt.
let me tell you about this quirky gentleman who this is how he organized and how he knew like what month and stuff that he bought his gas. So, say for example, he in January. So say he put $25 of gas in his car. So he'd be 2501.
Oh,
So everything would end in 01 for the month of January. And you guessed it, February would be 02 and so on and so forth. And that's how he kept up with his, I don't know,
His gas receipts.
with
Wow.
gas receipts. Yeah.
Well, he could see it on his bank statement. He's like, "Oh, that's what I got and stuff." I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just how he did it. I'm like, that's some OCD stuff for real.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you missed it? And you're like, "Oh crap! I gotta keep going."
Yeah. Gotta
Gotta
go
up
back
for the next
again.
dollar.
You gotta roll past it. Like, oh, it's just it's crazy.
Okay, Sandy, what's your second one?
So my final grinds my gears is the parents that don't put forth the effort for their kids at school. So
Explain.
friend has a first grader, and all first graders are to bring 20 of something. That be erasers, that be candy, that be something so that you can put in each of your friends' stockings.
Okay.
So they're coming up on their Christmas party. Out of the 20 friends that are in the classroom, how many do you think have brought something?
1.
5.
2. And so these kids are getting more and more nervous. But when you see said parents drop off their students, mama's got hair, mama's got nails, they've got
Mama's
babies
driving a
have
Beamer.
babies have cell phones, but babies do not have
Women be
treats.
shopping.
They do not have treats in their little kids things.
Wow.
Ooh.
Isn't that ugly? What does that teach your
'cause
children?
You should get like little
Just go get a bag of candy, and
Dude,
two kids can get 2 each.
in my house, like we make frequent stops to the dollar store. Like you just run to the dollar store and just grab whatever the freak you need to get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Seriously.
That
Jeez.
grinds my gears. That
I
really
hear you.
does. Because you put your money where it doesn't need to be, not towards your child. Okay, so CPJ. And then the full of class mom and dad that handed their toddler a nice glass Hobby Lobby ornament. Toddler threw it and mom says, she threw it. Hurry, let's go. We don't have to pay for it. You are the reason we lost the half off coupon, Mr. and Mrs. Ass. True that.
My gosh.
I hear you. Yeah, that was a valuable coupon. And now we don't have it anymore thanks to these people. Cynthia says, I can't stand when people say I could care less. So you can care less? So do you care a little? It's a I couldn't care less. Ugh.
Irregardless, we get the
Regardless
feeling.
of what they say.
Irregardless and A Christmas Story. They're up there.
Let me tell you, okay, I love Christmas holiday times. One of the reasons I love holiday times is my family is up here. We are huge into Scrabble, and so when mom and sister-in-law come down, our Scrabble board comes out. And my mother-in-law, she's always teasing us because she's like, I don't have the nice Scrabble board when y'all come to Ohio, because we have the one that's the deluxe and everything slides out to put everything, and it slides around. It has wheels on the bottom, and the tiles are locked in place. I mean, it's a nice,
fancy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I bought that thing years ago, and that thing is still trucking along. But
I'm sending 2 things that are for our next segment. Please do not look at them just yet.
Okay, I won't. All right. So for our next segment, actually, the next 2 segments are kind of rolled into one. So feel free to comment as you whatever we want to share. But we're going to share what to give as gifts. Like what is a good gift to give people, and then obviously when you do something like that, it's then what's not a good gift to give. So those are the next 2 pieces we're coming into, and I'll start. I can start with one. So I will share this. Actually, my niece is headed back to Lubbock, and so she wanted to do Christmas. We wanted to exchange Christmas gifts. Y'all, she got me a brand new knife that is pretty sharp.
She got you a knife?
A knife. But this knife has my son's name on it and the year that he passed.
Oh, wow.
Is that a
I was like,
switchblade?
whoa. And
you mean like pocket knife? I know.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a wine bottle opener.
It's a little, I think it's like a multi-tool type thing.
Yeah, it is. And the blade itself.
Oh, how cool. Because when you shank somebody, you can think biblical. I love that.
That scripture is on Eli's headstone.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the practicality of it. How often do you use a knife?
All the time. I have to have a knife like in
open all your packages.
Like everything, yeah. So like I have my knife that's here all the ways, but this one I don't know what I'm gonna use it for yet. but I'm gonna use it to cut stuff. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
it has this little a light on it too.
What?
How freaking cool is that, right?
That's pretty cool.
So anyway, it is, and it's heavy. I love this thing, and I was excited. But anyway,
That's very thoughtful of her.
a good gift to give people. This knife is great, but like a pocket knife, Swiss Army knife, a little switch knife. And I don't even just think for just guys. Like I think everyone should have like a Swiss Army knife at least, at the bare minimum.
I had a friend who has now passed, God rest his soul, and he gave me the coolest. He was a very practical gift-giving man, and he gave me the coolest little gadget that you could fit in your wallet, and it had like the knife and all this stuff. Anyway, I forgot to take it out at the airport. I had to throw it away.
Oh,
Not
no.
once, but twice this happened to me with the same multi-purpose tool. So be careful with those.
I want to say on that, I've forgotten too about it in the past. I usually will go find wherever there's like a potted plant or something in the terminal before I go, and then I'll just go put my pocket knife and dig it in there. And then when I come back a week or two later, whatever time frame is, I'll just go dig it out, and I'm like,
my luck, they're remodeling the whole son of a gun. that pot's not even there anymore.
But anyhow, I think a pocket knife is actually a great gift for anyone. And it'll be one of those gifts where you're like, but then as the years go by, you'll be like, man, this little thing is actually it's really saved me from a lot of different things. So anyway, what's a good gift to give, Sandy?
So I actually quizzed my family, and I said,
that's cool.
What would you like to not receive? I went on the opposite. I went to things not to give, and I sent you 2 pictures.
Okay.
These are very important. So
go ahead and pull them up.
Yes, please. So you can actually, and these are real, okay? So please do not give Dyson Zone air purifying headphones. One, there's a low price of $949.
That thing would make for an awesome cosplay thing, though.
I mean, wouldn't
That's some Sub-Zero level stuff right there.
Y'all, this is legit. Like
$949.
Yes, like I watched the video of the neutralizing that comes in and the bad air.
Do they have Afterpay? Because I would try that.
No, we need that.
I think I'd like that actually, Sandy.
No, and that's why it's in my do not give or do give. It's in both categories.
Oh, okay. Because I kind of like the idea of having my own personal air purifier.
Yeah, I mean it's fancy. One of my friends, I was like, I'm going to order mine, and I'm going to be smelling, breathing purified air on you peasants.
I can imagine the model is like, you want me to wear this?
I'm gonna wear the daylights out of it.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all go on Dawson's website and watch the video. It's pretty interesting.
Wow.
And so the next gift is the tackiest ornament I've ever seen in my life. All I want for Christmas is you. If Eric were to show up with this, I'd probably hit him with it. CPJ, I don't see you making these in the future, or you might. There might be.
Look, it's personalized. It has their names on there.
It is. It is.
Oh my gosh!
I don't see anything wrong with this.
No, I mean, you don't have any children coming over to your house.
And if Andre's not married to Eleanor or Elena,
he's asking for her help to put the rest of the Christmas lights up.
Is that what he's doing?
She probably lost her breath unwrapping all. I mean, what is it?
Right. She lost something under there.
Lights. Well, hey, stranger! Look, Priscilla's in here. We haven't seen her in a while.
Wow, that was.
I actually saw her at Target the other day.
Hey, Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
Sean would like to say
that was
personalized with Mr. and Mrs. Ass.
I can't believe that's out there. So was that on your do not give or do give list?
Do not give. Like,
okay.
Like Jamie and Joe, please do not take these home to your wife. Please.
Yeah, yeah.
Or do. I'd love to get their input.
See what? Yeah.
Well, that brings I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus to life. I saw Santa doing a lot
Where did you
more.
find this again, Sandy?
I was just Googling like gifts, and that's actually it's an Etsy shop. I mean, it's real.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Yeah,
Etsy.
because you get it personalized.
Hmm.
You get it personalized. So
I
Do
just
they
cut out
can
all the
so that means they can make them like different shades
different shades, different shapes.
and shapes? Oh, okay, okay.
I'm sure it's customizable. So other
Something, all
and so
right.
this is what I asked Eric, like, what
How
would
many
you
did he want?
not want me to give you? He's like, do not buy me a vacuum cleaner or anything that involves house cleaning. Don't buy me a rug. Don't buy me soap or a toothbrush.
He
He's like,
really said these things.
yes,
It's
because he
so
was
funny.
trying really hard not to
Oh,
find things
okay,
to think
okay,
of.
okay.
And so my ideas were don't buy anything that suggests she needs to go on a diet, like a gym membership, unless you've specifically discussed it.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
That's a
Yeah, yeah.
clause. Don't buy her a purse unless you've specifically discussed it. I have a friend whose husband gives her a purse for every holiday and he never does a good job. So she carries them out of guilt and then puts them up and then sells them because, and she never gets any of what he paid for him. She might get $10 out of the deal.
oh my goodness.
So don't buy unless she
I've bought
specifically points out.
Yeah, that's why I have my kids give me straight links. Like, give me exactly what you
right,
need.
right.
Yes.
Yes,
I want
Yes.
yes.
the exact and
Yeah. So I'm so happy. My eldest, she has a rolling Google Doc for gifts. Has had it for I don't even know how many years now, but it's updated every birthday and every Christmas. And throughout the year, she updates this thing to make sure it's reflective of the things that she wants. And she's like, and she
That's
gives you a whole
interesting.
story.
Oh
She's
my.
like, I've color coded it. Purple is the ones that I really, really want.
I'd hit it with no
Orange
mommy.
is, yeah, all this stuff. Sandy, we'll be reading it and we're like, and so, but honestly, it helps out when it comes time to when we got to go buy now or whatever. It's like, okay. And I have come to learn that about my being married into my wife's family is that there's not a lot of mystery. You ask for what you want and you get what you want, and no one's
yeah, that's
no
my
one's
kids right now at this age. I was like, just tell me what you want because I don't.
No, I still ask for a
Hey,
list. Like you ain't
I
getting
don't want to go
everything.
shopping.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why my oldest, I think it's clever that she's like, I color coded it. Purple is what I absolutely wanted, and every it goes down there. So that's funny.
Okay, so a couple more on my
Joe,
list,
did
and then
you
I'm
have?
done. I'm sorry, I'm almost done. Don't interrupt. So
I thought we could go in a circle, but okay.
no, no, no. I just want to get it done because then I'll be like, what? Where was I? Did I already say this?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
double check her sizes. Don't guess too big or too small. You could hurt her feelings,
Mm-hmm.
and you ruined freaking Christmas. You filthy animal.
By calling her fat.
Yeah.
Basically.
But
Or
you kind of
or
do y'all not
wishing.
know? Like, does Eric not know where to shop for you and what size to get you, or is that kind of like blocked? And same for you, Joe. Do you not know?
Like we don't do. Like he doesn't do clothing for me.
Sure.
Yeah, I will
Because
not
the
buy-
minute he thinks that I might like something, I'm like, "Ooh, that's hideous," and he's like, "Man, I would have thought that you would have loved this." So we don't. He does not do clothes.
That makes sense.
So that's just kind of on our to not to do for each other list. Like
Sure.
I buy him clothes, but he doesn't buy me clothes.
Yeah, because I have the kids when they make the list, they put their size. It's like if you don't have your size, you're not gonna get it. So it's like, I'm not gonna guess.
They put that in bold.
Yeah. So let me tell you a gift not to give.
Okay.
And I found out recently the company called Established Titles is a total scam.
Oh, it is
It's
a
total
scam?
scam. It is a total scam.
I didn't
What
know it
is
was a
it? What kind of
scam. I just
website?
thought
Let
it
me-
was.
Let me tell you the premise of
Okay,
Established
okay.
Titles.
What is
So-
established titles, Joe?
Established Titles
I had no
is a
idea.
service of a company that if you paid for a 1 foot by 1 foot plot of land in Scotland,
Yes.
you are now able to be called a lord or laird or lady. And that was your official title from here on out because you own property in Scotland. And when you own property in Scotland, according to the website, that entitles you to the title of Lord. So
We
if
talked
I
about
bought,
this gift last year.
I think you're right,
yeah,
Sandy.
yeah. Well,
That's
it's a
how
total
bad it
scam.
is. That's how bad it is.
So it's a total scam because you can't just buy a plot of land in Scotland and become a lord or a laird.
You
or
know
a lady.
what? But what a great idea. Like I could make a website and create a certificate that looked
Yeah,
fancy and
it's
professional.
the exact same thing as a star registry. So you don't get to name the stars. That's
That's what I was gonna say. Is that like the star scam?
yeah, it's the exact same
They
thing.
spend
It's
so much money on commercials just for them to
right.
be.
Yeah, they are scamming the people like crazy. And
How
so
many of us thought about buying that for our spouses, though?
Never in my life. Not even the adopt a well-a-thon.
the lords and ladies thing, that was kind of like that's gonna be cool.
I'm with you. I think it sounds awesome, Joe.
But so they have all this fine print. So there's this YouTuber. His name's it's called Legal Eagle, and he
I saw
goes
him on
over.
TikTok.
Yeah, he goes over the whole thing of established titles and how it is not. It's a total scam, and they've made so much money off this. So he says the average order is about $130 or something like that,
Oh,
and
my.
they'll actually, if you're not paying attention, then the part where they will plant a tree for you, they'll
They
plant a
don't
tree
do.
for you. Well, they do that, but they actually donate it to this other place that actually plants the tree. But if
Uh-huh.
you're not watching, then you could get charged monthly for the for them to plant
Jeez.
another tree in your name.
No,
A
mom
monthly
is going
charge.
to. I can't believe.
Wow.
I'm telling you, genius though.
Yeah, so they pay. So you're like, hey,
Shady.
I'm going to plant a tree for $5 a month, or you can just do it one time. But if you're not careful, it was defaulted to charge me $5 a month, so I get a tree. So
That reminds me, I've got to cancel my subscription to People, Bon Appetit, Homes and Gardens, etc., etc., etc.
Oh yeah, another thing not to get. Don't give me magazines.
Yeah.
What was
But
it?
yeah.
The cassettes that you would buy 5 for a penny? I need to go.
Now,
cancel that
hold on. Those
subscription.
are awesome.
And you're supposed to pay for the shipping and handling, and you're like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. But those were awesome because you get the cassettes, but you keep getting that bill. But it was like, maybe I can say I live in a different place. Anyway,
Okay, let me catch up on these comments.
Go for it. Go for
CPJ was referring to the ornament. Is that the name of the store, Adam and Eve? Is it for under the bed? Asking for a friend.
Come on now.
Probably a gift tag. Yes.
Why would you even want that on the tree? Like,
I know.
There's so many other gifts that you could do that are, naughty and nice.
CPJ says, I want 23andMe. I think something like that would be cool for everyone. So had we done our Secret Santa, I was totally going to put a ancestry.
Oh,
in,
I wanted
in
one of
ours.
those. So my dad did one before. He had to do it 3 times, and it didn't come back conclusive each time.
Christina, producer, has gone through that, and so did her mom.
Yeah,
Wonder
she
what
finally
this-
got one though. I forget which one she did.
It
but
was
she finally
Deanna,
got-
which like Vitagene, I think.
Yeah.
And then Chon, while you were talking, said, "Okay, Mr. Tip."
What is that?
99% Filipino.
Look at his little daughter.
I don't think we had a doubt about that, Joe.
No. Joanne says, I ask for Christmas lists for the little ones, but the big kids, I know what they like. As far as Rudy and myself, we don't need anything. We just buy it to our taste when we want something. I know. What do you get for somebody that buys everything all year long?
A gift card.
It says,
all fake.
it all fake.
You know it, Sean.
And then Cynthia says, that reminds me to cancel Ancestry.com. I joined to prove I'm related to Edgar Allan Poe. Turns out I am. How cool is that?
I remember her post on that.
Daniela says she needs to give me her money so that she can buy me a present for my birthday. Wait. Give me her money so that she can buy me a present.
Give her.
Okay.
Here, let me give you.
Oh, that makes sense.
Dad, can you give me some money so I can go buy you your birthday?
So my kids don't know, but they're getting all the gifts for everyone, right? But they don't know that they're going to be alphabetizing on winter break my comic books.
Nice.
To make
That's
up
a
for
gift?
No. To make up for the money that they're needing to buy gifts for everyone.
Oh, I see.
So that's the work they're going to be putting in.
I gotcha. All right. And
Hold on, let me read some of these real quick. These are gifts not to give. Also, I just went to Reddit. They say I was about 12 or 13, was given a tissue box cover for Christmas.
Oh, that's awful.
2 left gloves. That wasn't the worst part. My cousin just received a yellow PVC jacket. I roasted him to death. Then I opened my package. I don't know what that is. Toilet paper, a poster with a male bodybuilder on it. I'm lesbian. Slippers. I never wear slippers, and they were 2 sizes too small.
The gift giver that gives shit that doesn't fit. Ooh, I've had one of those.
Anyway, I thought it was cool just to read a few of those. There's more, but they're all just. I mean, they're legit good, bad ones, so it's all good.
Well, we can continue that. Are we going to be here next week?
Yeah,
We'll try to be here next week.
Okay.
come on, get try. It's the 21st next weekend
Is
or next
do
week.
or do not. Is do or do not, Holmes.
Anyway,
Those locals forever.
y'all keep drowning
Keep
it out,
on.
please.
Keep on keeping on.
Keeping on.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate seeing all these comments.
All the comments.
my
That's what
kid-
makes the show fun is the comments. So,
Yes.
yeah, just keep it.
And
Except for
thought
Chone, because
he actually didn't give us an angry face, you
I
guys.
haven't figured out
Whoa.
He
how to
gave
do
us
it
a
yet.
heart. He gave us a heart. Thank you, Chon.
Oh, he must be in the Christmas spirit then.
He
Thank
isn't. Well, last week he wasn't. He gave us an angry face last week.
I feel like I have some other outros. Why aren't they here?
Oh, we
Anyway.
just got a thumbs up. Let's see who that little person was. Sylvia Jennings. Hey, Sylvia Jennings. We're
Hey,
about
Sylvia.
to hop
you.
off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so make sure to tell us and put a post up in, or just throw some comments in here if there's any specific topics you want us to go over next week. I think we're going to talk about maybe some food next week, considering that the following
Mr.
week
Nut
is.
Joe.
Whoa.
Wait, what? Okay. Toodles.
Good night,
food, so
everybody.
everyone have a y'all all have a great night. Bye, everyone. We love you.
Bye.